this is Laura with Potpourri of Life. I hope that you're doing great. Today is Saturday, I think it's August 27th, and what I'm doing today is I'm actually catching up on some things. I know you haven't seen me much in the kitchen. Life has been busy, but like I've said before, we're trying to get back on course. Yesterday I spent the evening doing a lot of preserving of some fruit that I got up at the farm stand. And what I'm doing is I'm actually making fruit jars. Basically, I don't have time to make the jelly and jams right now. So what I do is I put them on the stove, I put some sugar in there, but I don't cook as long. I just get them so that they're cooked and they get the sugar infused in it, and then I can them. That's how I do it, and they've worked out really well for me. The benefit for us, now that we're down to 2 people, 2 things happen. We get to use the berries directly on, like if we want pancakes or waffles, or if we want biscuits, whatever. I'm trying to make easy, simple meals to have on the shelf. But I can also use these jars. This one here is a mixed berry. Last night I had strawberries, blackberries, and raspberries. And so there was some leftovers, so I just stirred them all up and I made, let's see, it looks like I have 6 of those. So I have 6 mixed berries. So I use these in smoothies. I use these on top of yogurt, on top of cereal, and on top of a few other items. And I can put them also in muffins or anything that I'm baking. So I like it, and if I want some fruit, straight fruit, I have it, and they're already sweetened a little bit with organic sugar, and that's what I like about it. So what I do is, right now I have blueberries.
Hi, Hunt.
Hi. My partner in crime. See ya. He's going out to the shop because he has some things to do himself out there. So what I'm working on is the last bit of berries that I have, and it's blueberries. And I'm going to get sugar and start getting that in there. One of the things that I experienced this time, and this has never happened before, because we've been so busy, I haven't been able to get up to the farm stand. So it's been a couple of months, and usually I get my berries from them. And I can usually get them through September, and they come in great. But what I purchased yesterday, and I buy them in the case lot, and they were bad. Half of them were bad before I got through. So I spent hours picking through the berries, putting away what was no good, and having to compost some to the chickens, but compost. And I was so disheartened. And the reason is berries do go bad fast. So that just tells me they had them in stock, or they received them long after they were ready. So that was disheartening. My blueberries, on the other hand, were great. I just had a few, and that's expected with berries because of the heat or just sitting in storage. But we brought them home. In New Hampshire, it's been pretty cool, and we keep our house as cool as possible. And they just went bad, and I was like, whoa. And my husband and I, as we were going through it, we discovered it wasn't something that just happened. It was like throughout. And usually if I buy it at the store, I turn them upside down and check. And I did with a few of these, and they looked fine, but they went bad really fast. So I was a little disheartened with that, but I made the berries of what I had left. So today we're going to work with blueberries. And what I have in here, this is about 7 quarts of blueberries right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in about, blueberries down. This is going to be about a cup of sugar maybe. And these have been washed, and as you can tell, I still got blueberry skin on me. What I do is I start warming it up on the low setting, and then I just let the berries kind of get their juices out with the sugar. Now the raspberries, strawberries, and blackberries, you can put the sugar in there and it macerates and the juices naturally come out. Then you can put it in the kettle and you can warm it up. And I warm them up until they're just about boiling, but not necessarily. Now I could make jellies and jams out of this later. And so when my husband asked me, aren't you going to make me my tri-berry jam? I said, No, because we still have some on the shelves and I don't want to spend that much time. No, I'm not lazy. It's just that I'm trying to use my time efficiently, more so since it's really hot out. And I feel bad for those out in Texas and everywhere else where it's really hot. I just checked the temp. It's like 76 degrees out here in New Hampshire and it's still warm. And yes, I did turn the AC on today, but I have a fan, a rotating fan, so that the one air conditioner that we did turn on can move the air. So it's a little warm, but that's the reason I don't want to be in the kitchen all day making jams and jellies right now. Plus, all the work that we did with the estate, one of the things, David went in for his annual exam, and one of the things that the doctors shared with him is that the thing that both of he and I are going through in terms of the fatigue and the tired and we get exhausted really quick is part of that process of once you get through a certain big major thing like that, and more so when somebody has passed and you're going through all their things, it can fatigue you. And so the doctor said there's nothing I can give you. It's a healing process and eventually your body will catch up. So I asked him how long. He didn't say. He said it could be 2 months, it could be 6 months, it could be a year or more. So we do not see ourselves mourning the loss of my father-in-law, but we are fatigued. So in saying that, sometimes in order to move forward, in order to continue on with life, because we have a lot of things to accomplish here, is make life simple. So that's what I'm doing here, is making my life simple by just putting the jars up as fruit. Now these blueberries are going to take up a little bit more room because they don't mush down like the berries do, but it'll still serve our purpose. What I'll be able to do with the blueberries, which is really nice, is I can make a blueberry pie, or I can make blueberry muffins. I can do all sorts of things. I don't do a lot of baking, but I do put my fruit on yogurt. I put my fruit on different stuff. I shouldn't say I don't do a lot of baking. Winter's coming. I'll be baking for him a little bit more. But when I told him all the different things I could do with this, and I would like to not make jams right now, he was all for it. And truth be told, I still have plenty of jars of jams and jellies. Now, usually I also make the jams and jellies because I'm gifting all the time. Well, this year I'm not so much. And we made that decision for a few different reasons. And we want to be able to spend less, work less, and efficiently put on our shelves what our needs are first. And that's the focus of where I am right now. And we have to do that because we were tending to other things that we weren't taking time for us. So this is something that a person can do to take care of themselves. So I've got these going. Another thing that I did get, and I really thought and prayed about it and say, is this really what I want to do? I ended up getting a steam canner, and that's this lovely guy here. And it says it's a fruit saver is what it says. And what you do is you put water up to the base unit that you put your jars on. You fill that up. My water is already in there. And then once the temp gets up to a certain point, it has different levels of elevation. Once it gets up to your elevation, then you start the timer. And these take like 15-20 minutes. The other bonus is I'm not sitting here with my water boiling and staying hot and having to put my arms over and all of that. And is that a lazy thing? No, it's energy efficient because right now this is not even on yet. Usually while I'm preparing fruit, I have my water bath going. I don't have it on yet, which is really cool. The only thing I have on right now are my washed jars. They're in the oven staying hot until I'm ready to use them. So that's the only thing and it's on a low temp, so that's cool. I was considering doing this outside, but I decided not to because we're trying to set up an outdoor kitchen type thing, but that'll come in time. So these are coming along fine. I'm going to just keep going. So what I do is, yes, the rings are still on my jars right now, because I finished them last night. I like to keep my rings on for 24 hours just to make sure nothing has popped. And it's really nice because 15 minutes for a pint in this canner, everything sealed amazingly well. Now, I'm not making any money on promoting this because I'm not really promoting. I'm just sharing what I did to make my life a little easier. And I'm sure there's a variety of brands out there. I'm just really glad. I'm stumbling here. Hold on. Okay, so what I have done is I got the jars all done. The steamer is getting up to temp. I've got 2 quarts and 2 jelly jars full of blueberries. And they have the sugar sweetener. Remember, I put about 7 or 8 cups of blueberries in here. And in doing so, I put 2 cups of organic sugar. Now, normally you could put more in. I'm just not big on sugar, and I still think it's a little too sweet, but they taste delicious. And so I'm really happy with the results. I ended up with half a cup left, so that's fine. I can enjoy that. My husband's not into blueberries, so he does eat them from time to time, like in a blueberry muffin or something like that. So I have more blueberries that, oops, sorry about that, that I will be working on next. Okay, let's get these in here. They've all been washed and they're ready to go through the same process. A little bit less than the last batch because this is filled maybe half full. So I'll probably just put like 1.5 cups of the organic sugar in there and get that going. That will probably give me about 4 to 6 pints, and that'll be enough for our shelves, because if I'm the only one eating blueberries, that'll probably be more than sufficient for 6 months to a year. And it depends, and that's why I like to have a variation of fruit and vegetables on my shelf, so that I'm not eating the same thing over and over again. The same thing with meat. I like to have a variation of what we're eating, so it's all balanced over the course of a week. So we're all set here. I'm going to get the sugar in, I'm going to process the next one, and then I'm going to keep going until this is done. I really am pleased that I decided to do this option of steaming. I'm glad I got a steamer to do this. And with the results of everything sealing, I'm really excited that I have this product on hand. But this makes everything so much easier, keeps the house from getting overheated, and I have options now. And so that being said, before I keep running on, I hope that you're having a great day, and I hope you're putting a little bit of food up. It doesn't have to be massive amounts, but every little bit makes a difference. Have a great day, folks, and may God bless you.